Okay, we're live.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The goodies are for me. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Okay. I would like to open the meeting of the Adventist Town Council. Council meets regularly to conduct business on behalf of the citizens of Advent City and hear from various departments as to the progress of their activity. The public is invited to attend as an observer of the council proceeding and on occasion allow input towards a particular subject. The council adopt the following rules. No one shall speak unless recognized by the council president. Once recognized, the speaker shall stand, state your name, state your purpose. Once addressing council, speaker shall remain on subject of discussion, shall not introduce any new matter for further discussion. No profanity or vulgarity will be allowed by the council in session. Those who are allowed to speak from the government will be permitted to speak 3 minutes the first time, 2 minutes the second time, 1 minute the last time. Matter of the current subject of council by state statute to the final authority in all matters of this session. So conduct the meeting in such a way to deem necessary to maintain order and proceed. Whether would like to discuss a certain subject, the best to speak card must be completed and returned to the clerk's office no later than Wednesday prior to the council meeting. Form received after that deadline and placed upon the agenda. Council can take reasonable steps to maintain order in the meeting, including removal of any person who willfully disrupts the meeting. That's the Indiana code. So, Randy, because everyone can tell that.
Actually, did you see that was on the news, so they got her not, she sued. They're not amending.
Yeah. Our key insurance is the first thing.
Oh, I get to go first?
Yep. That way we can just get you out of the door.
Okay, all right. Well, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Brandy, I'm with RT Insurance. Sherry and I went through the application back and forth pretty thoroughly, so I only made a couple of notes for you. Astra is requiring that the auto deductible be increased from $250 for comp and $500 for collision to $500 for comp and $1,000 for collision. On your property coverage is increasing by $247,666. That's inflation to keep up with building materials every year. Your inland marine actually decreased by $2,800. Your budget increased by $16,000. Seasonal employees increased by 20. Electrical connections increased by 36. Public officers increased by 1. Auto liability increased by 1 auto, which we are since then deleting one. I just don't have that endorsement for the Tahoe back from Astra yet. And then the auto physical damage total increased by $46,000. Your 5-year loss ratio is at 32%. So your package policy increased by $5,150. Your umbrella increased by $1,005. Astra is they changed the paper that they write on. It's now Old Republic. So I'm hoping that'll change, not necessarily change, but I'm hoping that the premiums will level out for the umbrella coverage because all of the municipalities have been seeing an increase in the umbrella over this last year. And then your cyber coverage decreased by $180, making your total increase for the year $5,975. And like I said, I didn't go through all the changes one by one that Sherry and I went through, but those are all marked on that.
Sherry went through all the property values, made sure we increased or decreased.
Yep.
Just to cover, like if we lose. One thing we got really proud was siren.
The siren, is that what you said?
Way back when Rick's Holding can replace for 25,000, turned out to be about 30,000.
Well, it was just because, again, cost of materials and everything had gone up. So I think when we were initially quoted that, it was correct, but the cost just increased.
So we tried to project.
Yeah,
what we
you
think.
guys go through your app really well. I really enjoy, going through it because I don't have to worry about, asking any questions. You already have it all right there. It's perfect.
So slightly switching the subject, on May 16th, we're gonna have a big party at Advance.
Oh, yeah.
And there's two things. Since the insurance for the fire department is liability, and we pay quite a bit of insurance, what's the possibility of either donating money or labor for this festival?
Well, yeah, all you gotta do is send me some details on it and I will take it in front of the board and we'll see what we're gonna do.
We've got a flyer we'll get to you soon. In fact,
Okay.
we're looking for 15,000, 20,000.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, on something like that, I told a guy one time, I said, can I make a donation? I said, yeah, anything over $5, but I'm not gonna drive the bank for less than $5.
But then we could have a banner, we could have David work,
Yeah, that would be nice.
he would enjoy it.
He would.
And
He's
things
awesome.
like I said, if you wanna put an RTA banner up, we can do that. We've got a lot of plans that are just loosey-goosey, basic skeleton type stuff. We're gonna get closer to what we did probably by the middle of February or March. So we have a detailed schedule, what's gonna happen, this, and this.
Okay,
We'll get with you.
all right,
I'm looking for money before I can get it.
all right. Did you guys have any questions for me? I mean, this one was pretty simple this year, other than the unfortunate increase.
Just a recommendation. Years ago, this lady talked the fire department into insuring her, and we've not looked back since. She's been very happy. The price has been reasonable, much more reasonable and easier to deal with. If we have any liability issues or anything, just says, tell me where you're gonna do what you're gonna do, and we'll send the paperwork to them. We don't have to pay extra for it, there's no additional cost. Pretty much, the town of Advance, it should be about the same if they want to put on some kind of festival or something, shouldn't be a problem.
I do have to get your signatures on a couple papers. Do you want to do that today, or do you want me to email them to you? Or do you already have them there? Do you want? I've marked them and
The
everything.
terrorism and then the uninsured motorists.
Yep, and then the boiler. I know you guys don't have any boilers, but I need to get a
Do we need a motion?
signature confirming that we have that.
Do we need to have a motion for a signature for me to sign?
I've already marked them there for you too. So I marked no boilers on there because you guys didn't have any last year. So I just need you to sign somewhere on the page.
Do we need to prove that? Sure.
Well, you need to approve the policies, the umbrella, the package, and then the cyber policy.
So I get a motion to approve the package and the cyber policy and for me to sign the documents for the terrorism and the other.
Well, and you guys need to discuss if you want the terrorism, because that's an addition to these costs.
So
There's the option. We've had it every year, it's just gone up, but I mean,
Well-
when we first did it was for doing outside.
Some of terrorism could be cyber terrorism too. So. Get a motion to,
Are we doing terrorism?
yeah,
So if we did the terrorism, that would be
$722.
in addition to, I didn't have my calculator, I forgot my code. That's 722. Right there. 722 would make a total cost of 39,957 with the terrorism.
But that doesn't do the cyber.
That is, sorry.
Can you get a motion for that then?
Yeah, I make the motion to approve extra insurance. Then Jim sign.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Okay, so we need to sign,
Here's this one, somebody.
Brandy's, and then Brandy, on the uninsured motorist, then what I can't remember what we've signed off on that.
I did mark it on the first page, it's equal to, so, on this page, right? I'm sorry.
Do we need to check this thing? Oh, is that one? Okay. I'll fill out the rest for you, Jim, real quick.
You're shy, so.
This one here,
Well, the Christmas one.
Presented sign.
Needs mom.
I always just have some feet and everything. They don't ask for one, but I just.
I'll bring the date on here too, and then I'll fill out the rest for you.
while you're filling that up, we'll move to the next one. Cancel consider,
Hang on, because I need to listen, sorry.
you know, this,
I do.
so mine,
Oh, you are, yes.
how many times in my right brain?
So then I would need name insured, if you want to fill out the rest, as long as you have a signature and the date.
Yeah, I can do that, because I'll pull up some policy number too.
Okay.
And you said you were flyer for me?
Here,
They don't.
Carrie.
Okay.
if you get a flyer, you can print it.
Not with me, it's at the house.
We can get you one.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not necessary to have it right today, but we'll get you one, probably by at least the first week in January.
okay.
And then you need to get it on paper, you did it.
All in favor, say aye.
Insurance,
Oh, insurance.
I've already done it.
We already did that.
I didn't hear the eyes. Okay.
Okay. Consider claims for 2022.
Make a motion to consider claims for 2020, December 25th.
All in favor, say aye.
Thanks, sir. And claims for this portion was $96,921.24. Okay, go ahead and do the next one. Then I have reconciliation for B and Y Mellon. And the reconciled balance is $24,777.39, and, the fund's the same. Oh, yeah, funds are right.
It's just the,
It's right there,
it's
sorry.
just a,
It's just one page.
when they reviewed our books, right?
No, this is for the SRF loan, and so we pay into, the debt.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. We get dividends on that.
Sherry, do you want me to send you copies of these signed documents?
That would be great, and then I'll bring them and have them in my file.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna get out of your guys' hair.
Well, thank you.
That's one of your two personal lips, we can just.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. If you need anything, let me know.
I will, and have a good Christmas.
You too. Be safe one.
By the way, every year at FDIC, she tries to get me drunk.
Yep.
He does that well.
They
Don't blame him.
have a little party, RT Insurance has a little thing there at the FDIC. for, Advertising for alcohol. I waited one time and realized I didn't have a daily advertising. Okay. Next, approval of the meter count.
So on the meter count, this calculates what we're gonna be charged per month for ISC, and I believe it had a $15 increase. So it's right, increase of 5 and then an increase of 10 from that. So $195 per meter, $15 increase. So we just need to approve that, and we have 321 meters.
Are they all working still, or?
Electric, this is talk about electric.
Oh, okay.
So this is how they calculate their contract payment per month with us.
So this is the electric you're talking about?
Yeah, just the electric.
So we need a motion.
Can I motion to approve the meter count? And approve for me to sign. Motion, to approve the meter count.
Make motion to approve.
Need an account, Jim to sign.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Okay, next one. Consider attorney agreement with a new firm, Denton's.
So I talked to Amy today because I went through, this agreement and Jim and I had talked about it and I had some concerns. Denton's is an international law firm, and so they write this up to cover everybody. And I expressed my concerns to Amy and Amy said, well, she's not gonna represent someone that is, against us, on a lawsuit, and Denton's wouldn't do that. And she said she's not gonna charge all the fees. She said, but she will charge us what she's always charged, that's in Exhibit A, which is, her retainer fee, which is $20,000, and then $350 per hour.
Is that what it was?
And it was 19 last year, but she just went up to 20. So she said she said the other stuff, she's like, don't worry, she's not gonna charge us for copying fees or mileage or, or paralegal.
Mileage and fees and.
Yep.
She have a falling out with her other one or just one of them?
No, that she moved to a much larger firm with more resources.
So this firm, they have, I think, 160 attorneys, but they have in their firm, they have ones that specialize in HR, ones that specialize in utilities. So we will have access to those attorneys to help us with those areas.
And they're out of Indy instead of.
Yes,
And you're going to this company because Amy's going with them?
yes.
Yes.
Well, she says we're keeping her as her.
Very good.
So we just need to approve this agreement.
Can we approve the contract with the attorney with the new firm, Denton's?
Make a motion to approve. Retainer.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Have to sign it.
Yep. And then I will get that sent over to her. Thank you. Update, I just wanted to give everybody an update on the 180 makeover. So those were ready funds that the EDC helped us secure for Rolling Dough Pizza. I had difficulty in getting the check from the county for that. But I submitted an invoice to them on October 6th. And they said last week, the EDC said, oh, they're cutting the check on the 16th. I had Carla call today, oh, we're cutting it tomorrow. So she is physically going to get the check tomorrow and I'm going to write that to the contractor. It's been almost 3 months.
The thing is, it's already approved by the county commissioners, already approved by the county council. The only person is, the lady has to write the check and has been set on.
Isn't that crazy?
Okay. Council to consider 2026 first quarter tracking factor.
Now I'll make the motion to accept the fourth quarter tracking factor.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Second.
I mean, it went up, but not much.
It went 0, no, it went down. It went down, point 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1.
Yeah, well, that's what, that was gonna be.
First quarter goes up point 00173 per.
Sounds like the end of
No,
something.
it's about what it average. It's a little bit cheaper than Orange State.
Does somebody have my reconciliation pages? I don't have that.
You're right.
My reconciliation pages,
No.
or did I get them back? No.
Wow.
There wasn't one in my file.
No, I have them, never mind, I put them down below. I'm good. Yeah, thank you.
Hello?
Hey, son.
We're not.
Okay, since, council consider utility write-offs.
So these are, Carla worded this, that these are, either surpass the statute or otherwise uncollectible, which means person passed away, we didn't know, and so the total for electric, water, sewer, trash, and other is $7,865.50.
That's one we couldn't collect, we went there.
That are past the statute of limitations.
Okay.
And that's the past 10 years?
10 years, yeah, we only have to collect on stuff for 10 years.
Sounds like to me we need to increase our, I'm going to
Our deposits,
deposits by a bunch, so we don't get stuck with all this stuff.
well, knowing with the timeframe, these are probably ones that we won't have to deal with in the future anyway.
These are back.
Rentals.
They're over 10 years old, which I think we've increased the deposit since then, but I can't remember what.
Well, no, that's fine, but it doesn't say that here. I don't know how old it is.
Yeah, no, we did, and we started collecting a sewer deposit because we weren't collecting that before.
Well,
But most of these are rentals from,
I didn't
Like,
say that.
like when so 10 years is when I started,
Well,
so we're not gonna have this moving forward.
All right,
Right now, if
I made
you don't
a
pay your bill, you're disconnected.
When people sign up for utilities, is there a way to know if they haven't paid in another town?
The other stuff,
Kind of, not really. I'd like to have a way that we can call
Yeah.
everybody around us, because most of the time they go from place to place.
Right.
Well, if you've been in Advance and you didn't pay your bills when you left, you come back, you gotta pay the old utilities for what.
okay, I make the motion to accept the write-offs for the utilities.
Second.
Yeah. Paper meter credits.
So we have 5 that were turned into us for a total credit of all of them for $314.61.
And a motion to approve the, paper meter credits.
I make a motion to approve the sprinkler meter credits.
All in favor, say aye.
Now it's abstained.
Okay, Sam. Does your on that good?
Yes.
You're on
And who seconded that?
1748.
Dale seconded, okay, Dale seconded.
Okay, 2026 salary correction of ordinance 2506 and 2508.
Yeah, that was, and also, I'd like to have this discussion at some point, about, because Carla said there's still a lot of people to turn in to get credits, but we need to figure out when to make that cutoff. The deadline, so be thinking about that, because we need to put that in policy too. Okay, and that was an error on my fault. I just need to have a motion to approve the salary ordinance to be 2025-08.
So somewhere already approved, but we didn't.
I had the wrong number on it, so I just need to.
Can you get a motion to approve salary ordinance 2025-08?
I make a motion to approve 2025-08.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Regional alert update agreement.
So when I got it, the fees had changed, and we hadn't, since we had signed with them almost 10 years ago, we hadn't had any amendments to it. So what was changed, was in paragraphs 9, 11, and 13.1. So Amy added E-Verify language, she tightened up the indemnification, and then the fees, because the fees went up on what they were charging, $2.50 a household. And when we first started it was $2, and then there's a $36 a year SEC, anti-spamming tool, which they are required as a pass-through charge, so that's all.
Okay, so the actual fee went up 50 cents per person, right?
Yeah, which
Okay.
isn't bad in 10 years or 3 years, yeah.
Can you get a motion to approve the updated agreement with Reach?
I'll make a motion to approve the basic agreement.
All in favor, say aye.
There's two pages you gotta sign, here and then the rest. I just okay.
Consideration of park board appointments. I don't see any reason to change what we got.
What park board appointment?
The ambulance park board, and we have to reappoint them.
Oh.
It has to be done annually per statute.
So anybody want to change anybody, anybody want to take their places or anything?
No, I just say that we make sure that all the park board members are involved.
Right.
I think that's important.
And if we add any new ones, I would say that they should have background checks on them.
Right.
Moving forward, that's gonna be our internal control, that all, whether they're appointed or elected, whatever, everybody has.
Do we have something that they've signed that says they do have to attend so many or percentage or
No,
anything like that?
We do have a park board expectations list, but I wanna go over that with you before we have them sign it.
okay.
Because we've had a park board sign that, I just wanna make sure it covers everything.
Would you list those members on that park board?
It's a secret society. Sure you want.
Doug Miesel, Scott Roby, Lindsay Curtis, and Greg Sutton.
Oh, great. Okay. I knew the other three. I wasn't sure. Oh, see, we need a motion. She should have told me what it was.
Can you get a motion to keep the park board members the same?
Make a motion to keep the park board members.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I think it's I think you have to throw them back into the
I guess I'll have to reswear.
okay. Next, appropriation transfer resolution, 2025-11. Want to read that?
So, transfer of appropriations to different classifications, resolution 2025-11. Whereas it has been determined that it is not necessary to transfer between classifications to cover negative balances and appropriations that was originally appropriated in the annual budget. Now therefore be resolved by the town council of the town of Albion, Boone County, that for expenses of the taxing unit, the following transfer sums of money are hereby appropriated subject to laws governing the same. So appropriation 1101-001-361, police car repair and maintenance, $1,253 was transferred to 1101-001-446 for police equipment. 2201-001-357, snow removal of $50 transferred to 2201-001-220 for salt because the weather in December really got us. And then 1101-001-326, police gasoline, $845 transferred to 1101-001-329 police radio. Adopted this 22nd day of.
So we've been saving on gas?
I make a motion to suspend the second reading.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. I make a motion to accept the transfer of appropriations, resolution 2025-11.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
UMAC updated agreement. So last month I said to hold off on that because I wanted to talk to Troy about some stuff and I did a discussion with him about what the expectations were, what we need to do down in the future. And he's agreed to it, but I think what I need to do is take a detailed look at the contract of all the vendors we have and make sure that everything in the contract is exactly what we want in detail so that there's no question. In other words, I I can't complain about them not doing their job, if it's not in the contract.
Yep.
So do we have to wait on this, or?
No, we can go ahead and approve
You
this.
just have to do amendments.
I'm just doing an amendment. There's a lot of work. First thing I want to do is look at all these and then give you guys an opportunity to look at what I read up for specification and give it to the contractor, let them look at it. If everything's approved, then we'll give it to the attorney and let new contract. Okay? That's my process. Dale and Sam both understand specifications for contracts because they deal with them all the time.
And we had a meeting with the attorney, and she said it'd be good to sit down, with,
No,
you wanna do that?
no.
With who?
If I send the specification to Dale, send the specification to Sam, send it to you, you don't like them, or you like them, or we change it and send them to the contractor, if they don't like them, change it. After we agree to all that, then we'll give it to Amy to write.
Why wouldn't you want to sit down?
With the contract, what you know about rate specs?
I don't, I'm just learning.
There's no need to sit down with them.
It's 100 against 1.
Make them what we expect and
Give it to her, let her write the
One more
contract. That's what I'm saying.
that's it. So,
That's what I'm saying, is we come with the specs, you guys review it, the contractor review it, and we give it to her to make it into a contract.
and if
And
they
you sit down with her, it's not gonna get the same thing except for,
Yeah, we're going to agree to say,
Well, no, as you can say, I mean, if they don't like something, then we'll discuss it, you saw what we're gonna do.
that's exactly right.
that's.
And I'm not saying we're gonna do this today, tomorrow, or something, we need to look at detailed specifications, see if this is what we want to do with each of the vendors. And then, once we agree with that, then show that to them, and make sure they agree with it. And once they agree with it, then we give it to Amy to write it into a legal contract. I don't know how to write the legalese, but I know how to write specs. And they'll, the specs, and Sam knows specs, and we'll teach you that specs.
Learn that.
Just like cutting hair,
I teach you to cut hair, you teach me to.
I can do that. Okay, so, a motion to approve the, UMAC contract for 26-27.
I'll make a motion that for the UMAC contract.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. What I talked to Troy about was, one of the things we need to do is do AMI meters, for him to place those meters and work with Carl to make sure that we put those new AMI meters that they work or don't work. If they don't work, then we gotta go back to him and say, what's wrong with your collectors? So it's either on our end or their end. If we put our stuff in, it's the right stuff, and it's not working, then we need to make them fix it. There's some kind of breakdown in the system, and I don't know really breaking it, but we should have done it a long time ago. It's went on for about 3 or 4 years. The other thing I talked to Troy about, we're getting killed on this infiltration, and we videoed the lines 3 times. We got the carpenters checking the septic tanks. We've looked at everything possible, checked all the manholes, if anything was open, and we got all come in. The only other possibility is sump pump. So sometime in March, we're gonna talk about taking a look at sump pumps. Knock on every door and everybody and say, do you have a sump pump? Or let us look at where your sump pump is. And if the sump pump is going to the storm sewer, sanitary sewer, then they need to move it. And if it's going to the storm sewer, then they don't. And we've had an ordinance in place to tell them they have to move it. Okay? And that should give us some relief until we can come up with a grant to build a new plant. Right now, it's like $1.2 million, and we can't really get a grant because we would have enough points to get a way through.
Yeah, because it's too soon from the money.
Okay. That's what I talked to Troy about, so down the road, he's gonna say, he said probably start in March, looking at the sump pumps and go through and tell what we're going to take. So I said, I'm not looking for any miracle cures, but we gotta do something. Give us a little bit of relief. Next thing is utilities. Yeah, the first one up. This is the area that, water and sewer, that Lebanon is proposing. It goes from the State Road 75 to 150 south to 400 north. That's what they're proposing, their territory. What that means is we cannot put water and sewer in there if they do that, because they have that territory. I got a problem with that, big time problem.
Yeah, no good.
Okay, bring ours up. Eric,
She's new to this.
this is our water and sewer territory, this is our water territory right here. This goes from 74 to just north of 32, from 700 west to 900 west, which is that 150 to 32 is what Linda's trying to take away from. What I want to do is, I talked to Sherry about it and talked to Amy. We're going to meet with an attorney, that's utility attorney, and try to get this territory for us. And if we capture this territory, nobody can come, you don't want to come up and electric people. If you have a territory, if somebody wants to come into it, they gotta either buy it off us or whatever. Now, I just assume we hold on to it and let Indianapolis Water run the whole thing for, no, I want to keep the water rates and sewer rates low by doing our own thing. That's what, if we own the territory, we can control the water and sewer rates. Bring the sewer up. Sewer pretty cool. Gary Led drew all this stuff up way back when. This is the sewer. You see all these little green lines? All this stuff is gravity fed, sewer lines, which could go to a collection point or a new sewer plant. In other words, if we went outside the territory, we could either come to a different plant or a partial plant, and we wouldn't have to worry about what we got right now. If we had this, capture this whole territory. But one of the things we gotta do is make sure that we have an ordinance in place that says that if you're gonna come in, you either gotta buy it off of us, or you gotta, or build it. So if somebody wants to build a subdivision out here on these, you would have to put water and sewer lines back to Advance. We wanna make sure we got a hardcore, bulletproof ordinance for that. I think we got one, but I'm not sure how bulletproof it is. We'll talk to this utility attorney and talk about that. So I'm telling you guys, I'm thinking with this, if we have to steal, borrow, beg money to get this territory set up, we should do it. I don't know what it's gonna cost yet, we'll find out when we talk to him, but we gotta do that. If we don't, we're gonna get a well levy. You see what's going on right now. They want everything. Yeah, they want the whole county. I don't wanna give them any more than I have to, which is no.
Then you're on a bargaining.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is,
They get it all.
Then they get it.
Whitestown sold their water system to Indianapolis Water for $48 million. I'm thinking if somebody wants to buy a water system for that kind of money, we'd have to double that price.
But the problem
I don't know
is then you don't have control yet over your rates. And that money eventually runs out, so it all goes into general fund,
Yeah.
and when it's gone, and you don't have that water to appropriate.
Yeah, you want to hear the other part of that? That because of the pushback on all these data centers, the state of Indiana wants to take over control of the local planning. I do not want, if we do this, then they can't change it. Because once we get this, we're done, it's a done deal. I don't want the state of Indiana telling us what to do in our territory. And they have, little signs that don't do it, protest, I'll do that for this. Because the state needs to stay out of local government. But federal government screws up the states and state screws up us, and we have enough problems of our own.
They've already got a step off street.
No,
You can't build a freaking building without going homeland security and all that bull crap.
right.
That costs you $25,000 extra cost on the building.
And if it's not ready, and if that's not ready, you gotta go back and spend another $5,000.
Yeah.
They went through that for plenty of years. So you understand what I'm trying to do is block this craziness. So we'll let you know what it's gonna cost at the next board meeting. And I don't know what it's gonna cost, but we need to spend the money. I mean, I'll tell Sherry she's gonna have to stump grapes and do sell the cheese sandwiches in the corner.
Oh, my fingers so gross.
Okay.
Still think it'd be crazy.
Just saying, I don't get that. Everybody else did it.
I remember you guys were on TV.
My finger bad.
It'd be crazy, but
I don't know, we'll find out. And this new law firm, they have a utility guy, and we're gonna pay him directly, which is, and I don't know what it costs, with all these plans and stuff, it should not cost us much. If we were to have to build our own plan, it would be a lot different. But, okay, community building, you're on.
Have been approached over the past 6 months about getting a food pantry built, ground level, whatever. Jim has told me that there's property that the fire department owns. Across the street here, 2.5 acres, something like that. So I started looking. I didn't know where to look because I didn't know who to talk to. I had no idea what I was doing. He put me in touch with a lady that fire department has worked with before on grants. Her name is Tina Henderson. I contacted her and I talked to her receptionist, Colleen, receptionist, it's her partner in business. She owns a business, yeah, it's her mom. But wonderful people. They have led me every step of the way. And of course, the key component here is money. It's all about the money. If you want to build, then you have to have money. You have to have money up front, or promise of, and I didn't know. Community Foundation has been more than generous with us, so at least enough to get us started. Greater Jamestown grant, more than generous, and we have, the food pantry has people throwing money at us, so I'm gonna spend it, yes. Like I said, I contacted Tina, and she sent me back an email. She has outlined the steps that I need to be taking. The first one is a feasibility study with an income survey. This is completed, it's already done. She already has all that information. The funds needed for local match, which is an OCR, requires $4,000 for a local match towards $25,000 planning grant to pay for an architect to complete a feasibility study. The application fee for the planning grant with Mendenhall and Associates is $1,500. The total funds needed are $5,500. That is no problem.
And what I told her is, fire department doesn't have the money, the town doesn't have the money, they have, the food pantry has to come with the money for this. All we need to do is approve for them to move forward, because this over grant has to go through the town to be approved. In other words, it goes through us, and then once it goes through this, like this building we'll build here, the thing was, then we can drop it on the fire department for the responsibility for years after that. Or we can drop it on the food pantry if they're on 501c3. But we don't have the money. I've told her that she's got to come up with the money for it, and
I'm already working.
Now, will this just be the food pantry, or is this like the
community building.
community?
What we'd like to have is a community building, a food pantry area, and some storage facilities for the fire department. I don't know how.
All under one roof, but divided, we will have a food pantry.
One
And
floor
then
level, so that she doesn't have to climb stairs anymore.
Request for qualifications, then we'll sit down and we'll go over. We will be responsible. She will run all the ads. She will do all of the hearing information. She will run the hearing when it comes to that. She's leading me down the path. I'm just following. And she has been such a help to work with. I've never even spoken to this woman, and I'm already in love with her. I think it's just fantastic. And her mom is awesome. She's the one that I've really spoken with. But comes right down to it, the construction application will not take place until 2027. So at that point, I know that seems like, a year from now at least, and I think that's a month, but you know what? It won't take long. And once this starts moving, and we have some verification for people already, Jeff Utterback is now on the food pantry board, and he is quite involved and always has been with projects. Does a lot of projects. He worked with the J.C.'s through Hendricks County for years, and has done some pretty great stuff, and he's already in the works. He has sent out mailings to all the banks. He has sent to any of the industries that are within Boone County, practically. He's reaching out to all of the utilities. He's reaching out to, when you drive around, you see this as being built by, and it may be a construction company or whatever. He's reaching out to these people. He's explaining who we are, what we desire, how can you help us? I mean, we're already working. I checked with Jim today. I said, okay, so I know what my account means as far as the food pantry account. We are a pocket in the fire department. We have our money over here, it's in this pocket. So how do I go about making sure that the money that I want to use to build this building is there? Because when I contacted Colleen this afternoon, I said, so do I need to get you money now? No, you don't want to see anything now, we'll bill for that, da, da, da. And she said, you just need to make sure that that money is there when we, need it. He assures me that all I have to do is Elena and I need to go to the bank and open up a building account for, whatever, and transfer enough money out of my current food pantry account and leave it over there. That's the building account.
And then everything that comes in for that building would go to the.
Goes in that pocket.
Will you have to get a separate 501c3 then? If
No.
they do
No,
money?
because I'm under the auspices of the
Oh,
department.
Just to be running part
Part of the fire department.
Now, the thing is, you cannot borrow money against the building, but the property back that the fire department has will go
Will
towards the
stand.
match for the building. In other words,
Exactly.
and she said it's gonna be, the building could be $1 million and the match would be 200,000. Well, I don't think the building.
I don't think the building's gonna cost me $1 million. I hope not.
We built it, we built the bathroom and it's not gonna be.
Well, it's like she said, this first $4,000 goes toward this $25,000 plan. So that makes sense. It's a piece of, so as your grant goes up, of course, then you pay a little more. So that 4,000 is gonna grow because it's not just $25,000 building. So as it grows, then your portion will grow as well, but it's.
So who will technically own the land then? The fire department, so they're just letting them build.
That's why I'm working with Jim. One of my first questions was, how do you see, let's say that the food pantry has to close, that they have to vacate. That building will belong to the fire department, just like it does now. It's on his ground, his building. So how do you see that being used later?
Right.
With the fire department? And that's when we talked about a community room and making sure that we had space for that, as well as a food pantry. As long as I'm alive, that food pantry's not going away.
So do you do like a lease or something to them for so many?
I'm not sure yet. In other words, that's down the road. We could do something like that.
They're locked in.
And the thing is, there's a lot of options. The first thing we have to do is get the architect and then see what the building's gonna cost and see if we got the money to build the building. And once we get the building, then we can start talking about leases and stuff like that. And finding somebody like, Amanda to, take care of it, the building's out.
Well, I was gonna say, you have firemen, right, that run that, right?
Yeah, so,
Now, this is a suggestion, I was just gonna make, or just a thought, because I know we can't fund it, but at some point, when things are moving along, that the town can do a donation to this project.
I'm gonna hit the electric utility up when we.
Well, and of course, when we first started talking about this and Jim was talking about doing all of this, and then I sit back and I go, wait a minute. Why would I want to put our hard-earned money from the food pantry into a building that the fire department's gonna clean? Why would I want to do that? Nobody in their right mind would want to build a building for somebody else. But then as we talked, and I understand, like he says, we can't, the town can't, the fire department can't. We're hooked up, we're we can't do anything for a while. Okay. I get it.
But the town can approve for you to move forward.
Mhm.
And then, once we do that, then you can move on with Tina and those, and the process, we'll go through the process, that have meetings here, and they'll have, anybody wants to write letters supporting it, and all that kind of stuff, the whole process to get those grants. But if we don't, probably won't get it. And the thing is, to me, a community building, I think, is very necessary. There's a lot of things in this town that would like, that could happen if we, like you're getting people, they have a place there on a permanent basis. That would be, also a part where you just would, someplace to store some stuff.
Well, and the food pantry, it's just growing leaps and bounds. I gave you initial figures in October when I talked. And within the past 3 months, since we've had these last 3, we are now at 65 families average every month. And we have gone up in, of course, count and everything. I mean, it's just, it's growing, it's needed, it's necessary. And people will support that pantry no matter what. Like I said, I have people that, well, let me know what you need, let me know what you need, let me know, okay, 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 but I don't know what I need. So, I mean, it's just, and working with Jeff, because he's done some major projects, has helped me a whole bunch. Because he said, well, we could ask them for this, or if they don't want to donate money, could they do this? Or
Talk to them about what you're planning for a coalition for food pantry.
okay, we have a meeting the 13th for the town for our May 16th celebration. I just told Jim a while ago, I can't be there because we have a food pantry coalition for Boone County that I'm kind of chairing up. And all of the food pantries in Boone County are now working together to supply food for whoever needs it. If I have too much, I know who to call. If I have somebody else calls and says, I have this, I don't have a pantry, but I know who does. And we are meeting at least once a month now to kind of get together so that we know who each other is. The extension office tried to do this for us. We were meeting once a quarter, and then they got their monies cut, and she lost 2 people out of her office. And Pandora Taylor is just covered up. She can't do it. So we have to get out there and we have to do it on our own. This is needed, so we're gonna do it on our own. And it's just, it's amazing.
I think you're also inspiring other towns around us, because like, even with Wave, you know, you started WHAM, and then now Warrentown's doing it. Now you're doing food pantry, now they're doing it.
Well, and their food pantry up there is, my husband, if you can imagine, but my husband has told me before, I can't take you anywhere.
Yeah.
You know everyone. That is a curse, but at the same time, it is a blessing. They see me, how's the food pantry going? Oh, it's great. Here's $25. Here's $50. Here's, I don't care, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Almost on a semi-monthly basis, I deposit money in the North Salem State Bank for the food pantry.
Yes, and I get the statements and I have no idea where this money came from.
I call her and say, "Better get a check for much more money."
I know. And that happened. We got money from Boone County Health Department. When the federal government shut down, they gave us $5,000. I was expecting $500. Oh no, they gave us $5,000. And I can't think of the doctor's last name anyway, but she runs the health department, and she said, you keep this up, girl, there'll be more. And I'm thinking, you bet, I'll be back. But it's out there. This, just like this grant money to build this building, it's out there. You just have to find it. And that is why Tina is so important, because she knows where to find it and how to get me there. If it's gonna get me money, if it's gonna get us a food pantry and a community building in this little side town on the western border of Boone County, you bet, we're gonna get it.
Well, if you need additional help with carrying or anything, you know.
I know. And see, and that's it.
You have to ask, though.
You guys have to ask. I know, and that's hard for me, you know, I mean, but, you know, I just,
I'm gonna say one of those statements I've said to you 100 times.
I know,
When you do good things happen.
I know. And it is a God thing, I don't care what anybody says.
That's right.
He is raining down on us. Totally. It's
As long as
amazing.
it doesn't bring a blizzard, I'm okay.
5 years ago, when we started this, we're getting ready to start in January, for our 6th year, we did 18 families. And last month, or this month, December, we did 66 families. I have over 150 current names on people who cross our threshold at least every other month. They're here, they come, they don't care, okay, it's all good,
Are you good, done?
I'm done.
Thank you.
I just get
You're
excited.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, so we get a second one.
Whatever she
We're
said.
just approving the process to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's
I would
start.
second.
Yeah,
So, all in favor, say aye. So we approve the process for Linda to move forward with the grant process through the town of Bad Lands. And we will assist as much as we can, as long as we don't have to put any money into it right now. Maybe down the road, next year or so.
Once we don't have to put anything into it.
Well, we'll find it too.
You ever see that, did you?
don't you go away.
Or we eventually will run.
Hey, we
it
had it
out.
last year with the ARP funds.
Well, yeah,
It's-
you know where all that,
We were looking at a lot of different opportunities. One thing is, because the state's gonna jack us around with, property taxes. We're looking at alternative property taxes. We're looking at ways to generate money because we have a lot of good activities here, the park, the police, all that kind of stuff. We need, roads and streets, we're improving roads and streets, or improving our infrastructure, but it takes money. So,
Sherry, Tina Henderson will be here January the 12th
Okay, I'll put her.
for our,
you have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
did I go over my 3 minutes?
Yes, you did.
Wait, no.
Still under an hour.
Hey.
So under what?
Yes.
I wish I could